tied to this funding, and that if it were to go away, that position has to go away. And no one is really going to be exclusively, we're still going to need people to cover courts, basically. So I know what you're saying, and I don't foresee that being an issue. Yeah. I don't know that I explained that very well, but. Yeah.
Is this a new grant, or have we had this before?
This is new to us. It's been available for 2 years now, I believe. I'm not sure exactly. 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
It's a newer grant.
Okay, other questions?
Just, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
DA Jones, so the need for all this is due to the New York State requirements that changed a few years ago. Is that correct?
This is directly tied to the increased costs as a result of the discovery reform, and there is a lot of increased costs as a result of discovery reform.
In your expert opinion, is there more justice, or is it the same? Or?
No, I've been pretty clear about that forever. I don't think that we both know what laws we're talking about. I do not think that they have produced any greater justice. In fact, I think they've been an injustice, but that's my own opinion.
Just more expense also.
A lot more expense everywhere you turn.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say, oh, I'm sorry, one more. Mr. Barnes, sir.
On the same subject, I thought I heard something at the state level, they were taking another look at that discovery. Does it look favorably that some improvement might come?
So we've been able to get kind of a preview of this through the DA's Association. I respect and appreciate a lot of hard work that's gone into the proposed changes. I think that the District Attorneys Association has done everything they can do, and I would personally like to see other things be done, more be done, but we are in a position where, like it or not, I think we have to be grateful for every little bit that we can chip away. I think that this is, that we're attempting to chip away at it to a degree, and to me, I'll be curious to see how much change it actually brings.
Thank you.
Okay, other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is carried.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Have a good afternoon.
Okay, up next we have Mr. J.R. Santana Carter, our public defender. Sir? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have no requests this afternoon. I just have my report, and as the DA said, the numbers are pretty consistent. Seems like the only thing that shakes them is a global pandemic. So I guess as long as none of that is coming up again, I think everything will keep rolling as it has. Is there any questions?
Looks like a little increase in felonies from last year.
Give or take, but it's still
Yeah.
within the average.
Yeah, okay. Questions for Mr. Carter? Very good, very thorough report. No questions makes an indication of a good report, sir.
Good to see everyone.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Okay. Mr. Peter Degnan, our conflict defender, please.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you in charge of the pizzazz? Is that what the
I am
deal is?
pizzazz today. I
All
am
right.
really feeling it.
All right, good.
Our numbers have doubled, so everyone else has stayed the same. I don't know if we're working in the same court system, but this month ours have doubled. So ours have doubled. We continue to take a lot of cases. I think our numbers are, we take 54% of the cases, so that's a lot.
That is a lot.
But the great news is we have a lot of people who are on our panel. We still hover around, I think, 35. We have people calling us, wanting to interview, come on down. So the great news is we have a fantastic court system. People love coming down. They love working here. So we can still fulfill, even when they try and bury us, we can still meet and rise to the challenge. We do try and recruit for the DA's office. I asked him to stick around here, but he didn't. And we had a couple of good candidates because I'm out meeting everybody. We try and recruit all the time, get lawyers. There are some structural issues that people don't want to go there, that probably should be addressed at some point in time, because we do have a lot of candidates who are looking to go there, but there are just some roadblocks. Once I talk to them about all the parameters, they say, I'm out. And I think, I give Ian Jones a lot of credit, because when you think about it, we got 35 guys on our side, the PD's office has everybody up on their side, and then you have all the private counsel, and they're really running on what I would consider less than a skeleton crew, and they're still able to kind of struggle through, but I don't know how long they're going to be able to kind of maintain that, unless something changes for them, because we just keep getting people, getting the funding, and it's rolling. Good for us, bad for them. But,
Difficult business.
yeah. So if you have any questions, I think that was pizzazz. I think I met the
like it.
standard.
A little song and dance would have been, if you
don't
could
think-
manage it for next time.
I don't think you'd want to see that.
Okay. Questions for Mr. Degnan? Anyone? All right, very good.
Great.
Thank you for your report, sir.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
Up next on the list is Mr. Bill Day, who could not be here today, and Bonnie, I think, is going to do a little bit of double duty there. Good afternoon, sir, ma'am.
Good afternoon. He submitted his report along with a bunch of other things. He gave a report on the windstorm that he went out to on Sunday, the 16th. And then he also included, during that storm, all of the calls that were covered during the storm. So that was a really good amount of calls that were covered during that short amount of time. He has responded to several calls over the last month, as seen in here. He's had a couple of interesting ones.
Yeah,
He also.
He's been busy.
He's been busy. He has been, and he would have been here, but he's at the coordinators conference, so he's learning more about what he's supposed to be doing. We both sat in on a change that all the fire departments have to report all of their calls for every month. And they're going from a state reporting to a federal reporting. This will all take place at the minimum, January 1st, everything from state will be taken away. So they're trying to change them over starting in May at a small rate. So we were on the training so that we were on the call. We will be offering a training to the fire departments in the area to be able to start reporting to the federal government that the state can get reports from, but it will be a federal reporting system. So, was there any other questions on his report?
Anything? Anybody? No? Okay.
Did you have a question? Oh. Okay. So on my report, Crisis Track was on both of our reports. Crisis Track is a reporting system for the Departments of Public Works and for FEMA to report any damages up during a storm. So this Crisis Track that we're working on will report everything into one area that will change it into FEMA dollars so that we know what the rates are. From there, they will be sent, we can send reports directly to the state from there. So we're trying to get everybody trained so that we can get the DPWs on it, hopefully late spring, and get them starting reporting on things that are going wrong. This will also help for the hazard mitigation because we can go back in and look where they've had chronic problems that we can put in the next hazard mitigation plan. So it's going to be twofold. It's going to be something for us on a disaster type of thing, but then also it's going to be very good for the hazard mitigation to be able to track and say, oh, this would make a good project, and we can make a project out of someplace that we can see as an issue. And the Highway Association said the same.
And they'll have access to that also, correct?
Yes, they'll be putting all their own information in, and it just comes to us, we get to report from that information. We were approached by BOCES on an EMS Fire Career Day at our building, so we are in the talks of that. It's in the planning stages to have a day for them to come out and talk to fire and EMS. I think it'll be a good segue to trying to get the BOCES program to show that there is careers out there for it. And we've been working on the county emergency management plan and are to the point where we're going to be calling some other people in to look at the plan. And so hopefully we'll be bringing it up for approval within the next few months.
Well, not only is there a need for the volunteers, both the EMS and the fire side, but it's also a good career path for
Correct.
People, for students, correct?
Correct. We were, during that day, the thought is that we were going to get some career fire and EMS in to talk to them and let them know, along with the volunteers having them in there as well. So we'll have both entities there so that they can talk to everybody.
Good idea, thank you.
Excellent.
I just want to put a plug in again for our COOP training. The COOP training is Continuity of Operations Planning, and it's for the continuity of operations for government, running the government. So any department heads, any legislators that would like to sit in on that 2-day training to see, that's going to be a plan that we're updating with that training to make sure that we're ready for anything, as in when we had the pandemic and had to work off a different plan, that we're trying to get the plan up to where we need it to be for good, should anything happen again. And we are also offering a Tier 3 to the towns and villages and anyone else that wants to come, but we've targeted the towns and villages on April 23rd, and the COOP is April 22nd and 23rd.
Okay.
And that's all and then we have one, request to create and fill to bring to the floor.
And I think during conversation, we decided that we're going to request to table that for right now so that we can bring it up again later. We're going to do a little more work. For those on the committee, you have in your packet the request to create and fill. I'm looking for a motion to table that at this time.
Bissette, make motion.
Thank you. And a second? Thank you. Any discussion on the tabling? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we have tabled that temporarily, and we will revisit. Anything else for Bonnie? Thank you. Appreciate all you do. Okay, up next, we have, excuse me, Scott Grantier, our probation director. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have one MOE request and a couple of updates, but I'll take any questions you have on the report that was submitted.
Okay.
Pretty standard numbers, pretty consistent numbers for the month of March across the board. Our pretrial services continues to be the highest volume of cases we see. And that trend has been consistent for the last 2 years.
Yeah. Okay. Questions on the report?
That goes along with the changes in the law also, right?
I believe so.
On the state level, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Havey, can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
I'm sure you're aware that the governor's proposing, or the Commissioner of Corrections, to release prisoners early because of the lack of staff, because of them all getting fired, and now they don't have enough room for all these people. How is that going to affect your department? Isn't that going to put more people in probation?
The state system would be under the parole system, which is going to be, impact them a great deal. They are as strained as anyone, I think, staffing-wise, at the state parole system. There's going to be a big shakedown, but it will not affect us on a local level. We handle just locally sentenced cases.
Other questions? Mr. Bissett?
With the governor's proposal, how's that going to make New York safer? How long do you have? How long do I have? It's not. Thank you. Loaded question, I know, but. Yeah, I'm just, I won't get out of soapbox at this point, but very devastating impacts across the state, as far as I'm concerned. There's no way you see any benefit to the communities with this proposal she's been doing? No. Thank you. In my opinion, absolutely not.
So, one more
Go ahead.
question, if you have a little patience here. You're familiar with state parole, correct?
Correct.
So, do you know what their average caseload is currently, would you guess, or how often, big of an area an officer covers?
Well, it's substantial, and I know that their system is set up to be regional rather than by locality. Buffalo area is, we work closely with the Buffalo area parole.
They're overloaded now. Would that be a fair statement?
Absolutely,
Thank you.
yep.
Okay, other questions? Okay, let's do the MOE.
Okay, this is a request for acceptance of grant funds for a DCJS Alternatives to Incarceration grant. This has been consistently the same amount for as many years as I can remember. This is submitted with our annual plan, and we get a reimbursement from the state to offset personnel expenses in the pretrial services program with that.
Excellent. Can I have a motion, please? Thank you.
Chemical second that.
Thank you. Discussion on this grant, please. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is carried.
Thank you.
Anything else for us, sir?
Just in relation to the ATI, looking to hold a Alternatives to Incarceration, kind of a relaunch on a local level. We have been, I'll say, struggling for a long time to have all the stakeholders at the table in kind of a sit down. What are we doing well? What can we do better as a system in Allegheny County? We hope to do that on the 23rd of April in the courthouse right here. Kind of a relaunch. I think it's been quite some time since we've done it. I'm going to say well before COVID, and it just has felt a little bit fractured a little bit as far as all the services. We have a lot of great stakeholders in this county. I think we can come together and kind of come up with a better plan for strategies and how we combat these things, whether they be substance abuse cases, mental health cases, working with our local jail. There's a lot of good partnerships, so we just have to kind of get it all back together and refocus it. So I'm looking forward to that meeting on the 23rd.
Excellent. Makes a great deal of sense. All right, if there's nothing else, thank you very much. We appreciate what you do.
All right, thank you very much.
Up next, we have our sheriff, Mr. Scott Cicerello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sheriff.
Welcome, Legislator Bissett. Thank you. Everybody's got my reports. Any questions on the reports? No questions?
Oh,
Yes.
Sure.
Mrs. Hanshaw, go ahead.
Yes, Sheriff, I see that your staff and that have been working on that animal abuse registry.
Yes.
And I know that was something that was brought to my attention in Albany, and we've talked since then. There seems to be quite a few people behind it, and I guess addressing any concerns, how hard would it be to implement, and where do you see it going?
Well, from my perspective, the most difficult part of it, other than drawing up the legislation, which the county attorney would have to do, is just getting the framework and getting it started. That's really the heaviest lift as far as I'm concerned. And then we would run it just like we run the sex offender registry. Somebody would be assigned to handle it. When someone came in to register, they would handle it directly with them. So I don't see it as being anything too difficult, not taxing on our office at all. It would just be in addition the duties that we already have.
Well, I, for one, I'm very happy about us moving forward on that. I've worked with and talked to a lot of animal rescuers, and I think it'd be a great tool for them because there's quite a bit of it going on in Allegheny County. So-
There's a lot of community support. I've seen it in several other counties, and I've worked a lot of cases over the years with animal abuse, and I really don't believe that after the criminal case that there is very much oversight going forward after that, and I think that this is an opportunity for us to be able to do that.
Thank you very much for your work on this.
Yep.
Other questions for the sheriff? I guess I have one. I know that you're supplementing the patrol in Alfred. How's that going?
It's going as well as can be. They're down a lot in numbers, just not only with staffing as far as recruiting and retention. They had some officers injured. They've had National Guard call duty, and they've had some people leaving the office. So they've been in a very difficult position for staffing, and we're providing assistance when we can, to the point the undersheriff went over last weekend and actually performed some patrols himself to help them out.
Okay. Thank you, that's excellent. I want to, if you, maybe we're going to speak to this, but I'm going to steal your thunder just a little bit. The annual awards ceremony, Allegheny County Sheriff's Office award ceremony is April 24th, and I'll be there, and I would encourage anybody else on the committee or the legislators or the public to also be there for support.
Everyone is welcome.
Appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Other questions for the sheriff? Mrs. Burdick?
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Scott. First, I know Alfred appreciates your helping them out over there. They have unique circumstances being a college town and some rowdy students. My question, I guess, is does the village of Alfred pay for any of those services?
No.
Do they?
Not to us, no.
So it's kind of like, instead of us sharing the sales tax with them, that's one of the services that they kind of get from you?
I think that's how you could articulate that. Same as, what we provide for the fair and for the Balloon Rally, Garlic Festival, supplemental patrols, same type of thing.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I mean, we're,
Go ahead, sir.
if I got this straight, though, we're providing regular patrol services for them?
Not regular patrol services, no. When there is need, when they don't have adequate patrol and we have somebody available, then we are assisting.
Yeah, was going to be my next question is, do we have a contract?
We've never, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe we've ever had a contract with any of the PDs to provide supplemental services. I'm not aware of one.
Other questions?
I
Mr. Bissett?
I guess follow-up on that is, if we're providing services to them, is there reimbursement back to us, or is it just coverage?
No reimbursement, not that I'm aware of.
Yep, thank you.
Sheriff, usually in the report, there's the attendance at the jail facility. I didn't see that this time.
If I omitted that, I apologize. I believe we're sitting at 80 this morning, was our total starting of the day.
Any federals?
Yep. Last I checked, we're about 22 federals. Up from, we've been averaging around 10 for those, and we've actually boarded in and out around 20 since we started bringing in the ICE detainees.
Second question, are we getting any interest from any of the couple thousand laid off by the state that now can work locally?
They can and they can't. So we do. We have 20 or so right now that have expressed interest in working for us. But the way that this was handled, if they're a part of the 2,000 that were actually terminated, they've been decertified, and we currently have a list. So if they're not on that list, we have to exhaust that list before we'd be able to hire them at this point. That could change. There's a possibility they could be reinstated, and then if they're reinstated, we could potentially bring them as a transfer. But right now, that's not a possibility.
This and many other things keep reminding me of the governor looking at us a month ago and saying that she is our best friend.
Yeah.
Mrs. Hanchett?
A question about the certification. I don't know if this is true, but we can hire them after we go through, I guess, now the first list. And they have a year to be certified again?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Other questions for the sheriff? Okay, I guess we're into MOEs.
Okay, the first is a budget modification, transfer of funds from one account to another. That was an error on our part. We're making this change at the request of the treasurer's office.
Okay. That'd be the second one, I think, on our list. Okay. Once you found it, I'm looking for a motion.
Stocking.
Thank you. And a second?
Healy.
Thank you. Discussion. Pretty straightforward. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that is approved.
The next, I have an MOE to apply for a grant.
Okay.
It's a new grant. We've never had this grant before. There are no matching funds involved. It's just to upgrade existing equipment. We're expecting approximately about $50,000 for the grant if we get it.
Healy will move that.
Demick will second.
Thank you.
There's no local share, correct?
No share.
Thank you.
Other discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That is also carried.
Okay, I have several requests to fills. The first is for 2 deputy sheriff positions. They're due to vacancies from promotion and retirement. It is in the budget.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Demick will move it.
Healy will second.
Thank you. And discussion? I think it's important to recognize that there are minimum staffing requirements that we have to have in different parts of the world, so some of these are that. This one may not be. All right. More discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that is carried.
The next one I have is for a deputy sergeant position. This is due to a promotion. It is in the budget.
Okay. Motion? Thank you. And a second? Thank you. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that is carried.
Okay, the next is for a corrections sergeant position. It is in the budget, and it is vacant.
Okay.
Demick will move it.
Healy will second that.
Thank you. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That is carried.
The last is for a vacant corporal's position. It is in the budget.
Okay.
Stocking.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Discussion? Mrs. Burdick.
Do you have enough people on the list to fill these positions?
We do. We currently have several people training that we think are going to transition into the vacant positions. So part-timers going to full-time positions, and then those full-time positions being promoted into these positions. We believe that we do. We just got a really nice big list from HR for corrections officer, and we're actually starting on that on Monday for hires. So it came at the right time. Yep. Thanks.
Okay. Other questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That is carried. Anything else, sir?
That's all I have.
All right, very good. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
For the sheriff.
Oh.
Like, back up just 1 second. With if we get one of the people that were dismissed, correction officers, and we hire them, how long is the recertification process for them? I know they have up to a year.
They have to take the Corrections Academy and graduate. So they could immediately start we could be hiring them as a provisional, so they could start right away. But we couldn't certify them until they graduated from the Correctors Office.
How long does that take them?
Our academy runs about 3 months, intermittent.
And that would be out of their pocket?
Nope, we would pay them for
We
that.
would pay it?
Yep.
Okay.
That's all in-house? or-
All in-house. We conduct the academy ourselves with our staff.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Yep, you're welcome.
Okay, we're going to go into unfinished business. Or new business. I'm going to fit in good of the order. We're going to go into executive session, but let's do good of the order before we do that. Anything? All right. We're going to be going into executive session to discuss the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation. And I did that without taking a breath. I need a motion, please. Thank you. And a second.
Barnes?
Thank you. Any discussion on this before we go?
We won't be back.
Oh, yes, and thank you very much. And we won't be back. All we're going to have is just this, and then we will adjourn, so there'll be no more open session after this. Okay.